Hello, everybody. Jess Los with the Structural Building Components Association. It is Thursday morning, so that means it's time for another weekly update. I think what I'm going to do this week is just kind of rapid fire go through a lot of things that we've been working on and try not to get into as much depth. We'll see if that happens, but let's get to it. So SBCA Foundation, we had a meeting about that earlier this week. That's getting a lot more sophisticated. The trustees are forming. We're getting some things off the ground. We're accepting donations. So if that's something that you'd like to participate in, it's our 501c3. It's a mission to support people in need for housing related causes. That's a paraphrase, but definitely look into that. We've got that on our website, and we've got a website specific to itself coming soon. Laura from our team is going to be working on that. So look for that here in the upcoming few weeks. Beyond that, BCMC, I actually got to see kind of the results of an education committee meeting, the sessions. I believe they had 12 of them, and they were 12 really good topics. It kind of takes me back to being a component manufacturer and being excited about BCMC and all the things that you can learn. I would wish that I could go to all 12. So hopefully you're able to make it to as many of those sessions. Hopefully all of them happen. Sometimes you can't find a speaker, but it's one of those that it's really looking exciting as far as the education goes. Beyond that, BCMC exhibit sales, sponsorship sales are going really well. Ashley's knocking it out of the park there. So I think I mentioned it last week, the early bird might not get the worm. It's going to be the earliest bird. So if you're thinking about exhibiting, make sure you talk with Ashley as quickly as possible. Beyond that, we've got the innovation grant. If you do not know about that, take a look again on our website. We are trying to drive innovation in our industry with some BCMC space for people that might be on the edge. They might not be able to exhibit. It might be too early, or they might just not have an idea, or they might not understand how their idea is going to be accepted by the market. BCMC is a great place to do that. So look into that. Beyond that, BCMC, also our 40th anniversary. We're going to be having that dinner the Tuesday night. That planning is going well. We're getting some more details. Tickets should be released here pretty soon as far as purchase. And it's going to look fairly small to begin with on the seating chart. Well, we're starting small. We can always add to it. So, if we're getting up there, don't delay by any means, but it is one of those that we can add seats if we need to. And I hope we do, because it should be a really fun night. Next week, we are doing some work with NFC, the Texas area framers, the people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to have a meeting in Arlington talking about some insurance things. Texas has some unique situations as it goes for work comp insurance, also some contracts. So we're going to have Darren Weber from Weber Group Advisors, as well as Kent Pagel from Pagel, Davis and Hill, talking to our framers there next week. That should be Wednesday the 1st. I believe it's going to be 4 p.m. Central. So if you're a framer in that area, why don't you look to join us? We'd love to have you there. Also, one thing that we are in the process of releasing, we've got all the content kind of finalized. We're just a matter of trying to figure out how we're going to upload it. Some of it is already there, but it's our financial concepts training. As times get tough, things happen as far as, constrained as far as how much demand is out there and how you treat your books, how you want to react financially. This is a great way. It's really good timing to understand what it is that component manufacturers, how they should approach their financials, and what they look at. What are they really selling? Those types of concepts. What are their actual costs? How do they, differentiate different things? And it's going to start really basic from anybody can start, but it's going to get very advanced. So if you listen to the first couple of videos and you're like, oh yeah, I know that stuff, you get to the end, I'd still like to know if you know all of that when it goes all the way through that. Please reach out, but definitely take a look at that. It's really great content. Beyond that, electronic job site packages. This is one that's been kind of under the radar. We've got some pretty significant usage for electronic job site packages over the last several years. Well, we needed to redevelop that system, and we did that, and we now rolled it out actually this past weekend. Molly worked tirelessly with some vendors, with some of our largest users to get that in place. So we're really proud of that. Obviously, we want you to use job site packages. They're going to be in the plastic thing, but if you want to send that information electronically, even if it's to balance out or to exclusively go electronically to match all of your other design drawings and things that you send, we've got that availability and we can scale it. So please reach out to Molly, get signed up with that. Beyond that, chapter activity. A lot of chapters are looking to get active, which we kind of put that call out here a few weeks ago, and a lot of them are responding. If it's in your area and you don't know, please reach out. Talia's been putting those together. We'll get something figured out, but we do want to see all of our chapters active and engaged. Some of them haven't been. So that's where we're trying to get that ball rolling. So that's one of the things. If you'd like to do that, please reach out to Talia. She will get you handled there. Beyond that, more kind of technical things, SBCA, a couple of years ago, we decided we wanted to audit our financials. We're going through that. We're hoping to get that done by mid-March for presentation to the board. But we've been working with the auditors. Jennifer on our team has been doing most of that work. I answer some of the questions. And so just know that SBCA is in a really good position. We are having our financials audited year after year. That should drive some trust and should drive some transparency with our organization. We really want to make sure that's there. So know that our financials are audited. Beyond that, looking forward to our Nashville OQM. We're lining up speakers. We should have 2 or 3 speakers, breakout sessions, which have been very popular, where people can meet, talk, get to know one another and solve each other's problems, or at least talk about them and get an idea of what's going on. We'll also have kind of a strategic planning summary, the strategic plan, which I'll talk right now. We're in the draft version of that, editing that before it kind of goes to get dressed up with our graphic designers. But we're real close to having that unveiled. We'll talk about that at the Nashville OQM, as well as some team building. We'll have our board meeting, of course. But also beyond that, some outreach activities that we're working on. The Johnson County Contractor Education, that's going to be at the end of March. I'm going to be going and leading a presentation there. Excited about that. People wanting to learn about truss design drawings and layouts. Anything that we can do to relay that, as well as talk about some BCSI, some continuous lateral restraints, that information, getting that out there. But also, Ashley's been coordinating a Housing Assistance Council webinar that we're also going to do, which should be very exciting, coming in April. Beyond that, digital QC, we're onboarding people like crazy. We want to keep adding to that. Make sure that your plan is on that list, because it is the best way to do QC. You will see improvements, and it's a great thing to measure how your actual quality is going. And beyond that, the last thing is an annual report. We've been drafting that as a staff as well. We should have that released here fairly soon in the next few weeks, but that is one of the things that we've been working on as well. So a lot of stuff on the go. I went into overtime. I apologize for that. I try to keep it to 5 minutes, but I think we got to a lot of different things. There's a lot going on. We are very busy as staff. We're very busy with our volunteers and all of our leadership and our board members. It's been a great time for SBCA. I'm really looking forward to what we can get to talk about next week. So I'll wrap it up. Till then, peaks up, press on, and have a great weekend and a great week.